Dear students, this is Rosaline, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Computer Applications, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. Now, we'll discuss about computer viruses and worms. First, we'll see the definition of virus. A virus is a small piece of software that piggybacks on real programs in order to get executed. Once it's running, it spreads by inserting copies of itself into other executable code or documents. Computer virus timeline. In 1949, theories for self-replicating programs are first developed. In 1981, Apple viruses 1, 2, and 3 are some of the first viruses in the wild or in the public domain found on the Apple II operating system. The viruses spread through Texas A&M via pirated computer games. In 1983, Fred Cohen, while working on his dissertation, formally defines a computer virus as a computer program that can affect other computer programs by modifying them in such a way as to include a copy of itself. In 1986, two programmers named Bassett and Amzad replaced the executable code in the boot sector of a floppy disk with their own code designed to infect each 360 KB floppy accessed on any drive. Infected floppies had cBrain for a volume label. In 1987, the Lehu virus, one of the first file viruses, infects command.com files. In 1988, one of the most common viruses, Jerusalem, is unleashed. Activated every Friday, the 13th, the virus affects both .exe and .com files and deletes any program run on the day. MacMac and SCORS virus cause the first Macintosh outbreaks. We'll see about worms. Worm is a self-replicating program similar to a computer virus. A virus attaches itself to and becomes part of another executable program. However, a worm is self-contained and doesn't need to be part of another program to propagate itself. We see the history of worms. The first worm to attract wide attention, the Morris worm, which was written by Robert Tappan Morris, who at the time was a graduate student at Cornell University. It was released on November 2, 1988. Morris himself was convicted under the U.S. Computer Crime and Abuse Act and received 3 years probation, community service, and a fine in excess of $10,000. Xerox PARC is the research and development center which is used to detect the worm. Worm is a small piece of software that uses computer networks and security holes to replicate itself. A copy of the worm scans the network for another machine that has a specific security hole. It copies itself to the new machine using the security hole and then starts replicating from there as well. They are often designed to exploit the file transmission capabilities found on many computers. We'll see about zombies. Infected computers, mostly Windows machines, are now the major delivery method of spam. Zombies have been used extensively to send email spam. Between 50% to 80% of all spam worldwide is now sent by zombie computers. We'll see about pay-per-click. The pay-per-click is a form of online marketing where advertisers pay each time user clicks on one of their ads. In this way, the worm or the virus will enter into the system. Typical things that some current personal computer viruses will display a message like this, that is, you are heartless, you will be punished for this. The virus may erase files, it will scramble data on a hard disk, cause erratic screen behavior, it may halt the PC. Many viruses do nothing except spread. we'll see the distributed denial of service. A denial of service attack is an attack that causes a loss of service to users, typically the loss of network connectivity and services by consuming the bandwidth of the victim network or overloading the computational resource of the victim system. We'll see how it works. The flood of incoming messages to the target system essentially forces it to shut down, thereby denying service to the system to legitimate users. It will have victim's IP address, victim's port number, attacking packet size, attacking interpacket delay, duration of attack, MyDoom score group. MyDoom is a computer worm affecting Windows devices. It is considered to be one of the fastest spread malicious type of software in history and has infected millions of computers worldwide. MyDoom adds infected computers to botnet and then carries out distributed denial of service attacks. When the worm takes control over the victim's OS, it then opens various ports and provides a backdoor to invite even more malware inside the system. Hence, it may affect the system. We'll see about MyDoom, which was invented in 26 January 2004. The MyDoom virus is first identified around 8 a.m. Computer security companies report that MyDoom is responsible for approximately 1 in 10 email messages at this time. It slows overall internet performance by approximately 10% and average web page load time by approximately 50%. We'll see executable viruses. Traditional viruses are executable viruses. Pieces of code attached to a legitimate program run when the legitimate program gets executed, loads itself into memory and looks around to see if it can find any other program on the disk. We'll see boot sector viruses. Traditional viruses are boot sector viruses. Infect the boot sector on floppy disk and hard disk. By putting its code in the boot sector, a virus can guarantee it gets executed, load itself into memory immediately, and it is able to run whenever the computer is on. We'll see email viruses. It moves around in email messages, replicates itself by automatically mailing itself to dozens of people in the victim's email address book. Example, Melissa virus and I love you virus. We'll see Melissa virus, which was invented in March 1999. The Melissa virus was the fastest spreading virus ever seen. Someone created the virus as a Word document uploaded to an internet news group. People who downloaded the document and opened it would trigger the virus. The virus would then send the document in an email message to the first 50 people in the person's address book. The Melissa virus took advantage of the programming language built into Microsoft Word called VBA, that is Visual Basic for Applications. We'll see how to prevent the virus and worms. The virus can be prevented by updating the softwares, by using the latest antivirus softwares, and by using more secure operating systems like Unix. Thank you.